you binge watch Criminal Minds till today? Cause then you'd know a lot of the guest stars, whether they were already famous or not. So let's talk about some of the best ones, starting with the one and only Cameron Monaghan. Now, you may already know the guy for his recent role as Ian Gallagher in the long-running drama Shameless, or maybe even as Jerome Valeska in the DC hit Gotham. But still, guys, as much of an amazing actor the 29-year-old is now, can you believe he was only 13 years old when he appeared in the second season of Criminal Minds? Still baffles me. But apparently the unsub in episode 6 was him, and he went by the name Jeffrey Charles, aka the Boogeyman. I mean, they could have at least found a better name for him, don't you think? Still, he'd been brutally killing his classmates and covering up his crimes with the skill of a much older, more experienced killer. But despite his age, he gave a great performance that made the story of that episode even scarier. Although this next star's role leaves me feeling like my whole life has been a lie. Guys, I'm talking about Luke Perry. The actor became well known in the 1990s for playing Dylan McKay on the Fox teen drama Beverly Hills 90210. But you may also know him as the teen idol back when he played Fred Andrews on the CW show Riverdale. Other than that, he was in season 4 of the show in the episode called Minimal Loss, and he played Benjamin Cyrus, the leader of a cult where children were being abused. Remember when Prentice and Reed go undercover, but they get caught in a hostage situation? That's when we find out that Cyrus, who seems like one of those super calm people on the outside, is a violent and controlling unsub. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Speaking of, you think you know an actor, but wait till he plays a role you'd never expect him to play, because that's exactly what happened with Ben Savage. He became famous back when he played the main character Corey Matthews in the 1993 sitcom Boy Meets World. That show was such a classic. The show followed him and his friends through high school and college. After that, he continued his role even in the 2014 Disney Channel show Girl Meets World, which was sort of a sequel to the old one. In the Nelson Sparrow flashback episode, Savage played a younger version of a former BAU agent named Jason Gideon. And let's just say, Savage did a savage job of capturing the character's spirit. See what I did there? Guys, he acted just like Mandy Patinkin did when he played the role. This reminds me of someone who was just as good.
3, 2, 1.
Jason Alexander. Were you able to recognize George Costanza from Seinfeld when he showed up in the 4th season of Criminal Minds? Because I didn't. He played Henry Grace and was a very smart and self-centered serial killer who had a grudge against the BAU because Rossi had arrested his brother. Unlike other unsubs, he admitted to the murders he'd committed. In fact, it was pretty crazy when he told the BAU that he had 5 other people in his custody who would die every 2 hours if the team couldn't find them. This probably made him feel like he had the upper hand. But little did he know that Rossi and the team would outsmart him in the end. Well, at least he didn't give me the creeps, unlike—
Waited until I turned my back, didn't you, Henry? Just like you did with those women. Don't give me a reason to hurt you. Oh, and one more thing.
Tim Curry. The English actor is best known for his roles as Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Pennywise in the original version of It, and Wadsworth in Clue. The actor's played a ton of awesome roles. He played Billy Flynn, also known as the Prince of Darkness, in the 5th and 6th seasons of Criminal Minds. He was a serial killer who attacked and killed whole families in the dark. He'd leave the children alive so they could go through the same trauma he did as a child. Fans of the cast of the series have said that his performance as the Prince of Darkness is one of the creepiest. Seriously, guys, how are these people so talented?
Daughter. She looked at me with...
I mean, even the way this next guy showcases his acting skills in so many ways, it's amazing. I'm talking about James Van Der Beek. He became famous when he played the main character in the teen drama Dawson's Creek on the WB. But playing Tobias Hankel was a completely different role. He was an unsub with dissociative identity disorder who turned his abusive dead father into a permanent part of himself. Hankel was first thought to be a witness, but JJ and Reed find out that he is the unsub. While Hankel's vicious dogs attack JJ, holds him at gunpoint, and gives him Dilaudid. Moving on, let's talk about the actress who's been on stage for a long time, Jane Lynch. Honestly, the amount of awards she's won for her work is insane. She may be best known for playing cheerleading coach Sue Sylvester on the comedy TV show Glee, but she has appeared in many seasons of Criminal Minds as Dr. Spencer Reid's mother, Diana Reid. Early on in the show, her character is diagnosed with schizophrenia, so then Spencer's desire to take care of her by himself becomes a big part of his storyline, especially in the 12th season. Other than her, there's also the woman who's been acting ever since she was a child, Michelle Trachtenberg. In fact, she's known for her roles in the movie Euro Trip, as Buffy's sister Dawn in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and even as the antagonist Georgina Sparks in the 2017 drama Gossip Girl. That should tell you a lot about the kind of roles she plays. In the best episode of the 8th season, Zugzwang, Trachtenberg played Diane Turner. She was jealous and obsessed to the point that she was willing to die for the attention of someone she loved, and because of this, she killed Reed's girlfriend, Maeve Donovan. I think her performance stood out from the rest of the unsubs in Season 8, mostly because it was so real.
No.
Although, as much as I loved her performance, this next guy might be my favorite. You may already know him as the main character in Star Wars. Yup, you guessed it right. I'm talking about Mark Hamill. The actor, who's now 71 years old, was seen a lot during the 8th season of the show. He played John Curtis, a former FBI agent who became a serial killer and was known as the Replicator. What's more? Well, he was a copycat killer who tried to taunt the BAU by reenacting murders that they'd already solved. Honestly, guys, his acting was incredible. In fact, fans remember the Replicator plot and Hamill's performance as two of the best parts of the show. On our list is another actress who's famously known for making the world laugh, but her role in this show took a much darker turn. Aubrey Plaza, probably best known for playing sarcastic Pawnee Parks Department worker April Ludgate on the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation. But that's not all she could do. When she played the skilled killer Cat Adams, Plaza took a darker turn. She first showed up in Entropy, which is widely thought to be the best episode of Criminal Minds. And in her guest appearances in seasons 12 and 15, she continued to tease the BAU, especially Reed. Not gonna lie, Adams and Aubrey Plaza's appearances on the show were some of the most memorable ones. And obviously, that was because of their quick wit and the fact that they were almost as smart as Reed. So these were all the Criminal Minds' best celebrity guest stars. Which one did you love the most? See you in the next one.
Well, no, I suppose not. Do you believe in heaven?
This is your last chance.
I just wanted